What's up, people? What's up? Hello, everybody. How are you doing? This is in the Sloopy with Say With Your Legs Media, and we are here getting into breakfast, getting ourselves ready for the race season. Literally. So I won't be out there on my bike racing, but I hope to be doing this and covering the races, and hopefully I'll be able to bring it to you nice and smooth, not as many ums and ahs. You get me? So that's the whole point. We just want to sharpen up our pencil and just be on point. I said, oh my goodness, I think I need to put a pound or a dollar or what, a rupee or yen or wherever you're watching from into the jar every time I say So right now I'm on £1. What we started with today? Today we're starting with the cyclocross X20 in Belgium. The X20 cyclocross series was pretty interesting today. We had the ladies. I'm going to run the ladies first, just a really short clip, and then just talk you through it. And then we're going to get into the men's race. I was a bit disappointed. My man didn't win. I'm not going to give it away, but it is what it is. So firstly, let's get into the women's race. Let's get right into this. We're going to keep it quick, keep it flowing. And we'll bring Mr. Music back in a minute. And we're going to start with... We need to get rid of the logo. Sorry. So as the ladies start, the ladies take off. It was I guess it was an event for race. Sailing Carmen Alvarado, who you see in the front, she took off, and right off the bat, she was having issues. This would be her day. This would be the type of day for her. So let's go back and have a look at that real quick. Let's just take it back to the beginning. So what I wanted to lead up to was this is Sailing Carmen Alvarado. She is from the Netherlands, and she is one of the top racers. She's on Alpecin de Koninck, and the young lady next to her in the white, that is Van Empel, and she is like she's the bee's knees of what's going on in cycling right now. So let's get into it. So today will go like this. Is how the day go for Carmen Alvarado. She was making mistakes that luckily she still ended up in the top three. If she would have been a little further back, or the race would have been a little closer, she may not have even finished on the podium. So let's run the reel and see what's going on. So this is the ladies. The ladies start. It's a good sizable field today. Some of the favorites are not there, so missing in action. But the one of the big hitters, which is Van Empel, Buck Peterson was in there, and a couple other young ladies. So let's get it going. So as I say, once soon as we start, well, I'm just going to highlight the main moments of the race. So what happened was Carmen Alvarado, she got away with Van Empel, and I can't remember the young lady's name, but it'll come up on the screen, who finished in third place. And they got away from everybody, and Van Empel was definitely the strongest rider on the day, and she was rightfully won. Carmen should have finished second, but as we're going to go through, we see why she finished third. So as they take off, this is the first. The mud was heavy and the mud was thick, and Carmen was definitely having some problems. Here's another place she had a problem on this downhill, and she was able to keep it up. Nothing happened to her, and she kept going. This downhill was pretty treacherous. It was fast, it was ruddy and bumpy, and you're riding on a cyclocross bike. So on a motorbike, it's going to be a little bit different. So your handling skills have got to be on point. And then the surface itself is not exactly smooth, so it makes it, you really got to be on point with it. So you just need to slow down and stay within your skill set. So luckily she was able to stay on. And there's another where she had some real issues. Like the ground was just unpredictable. She got stuck in the ground, but then the girl coming behind her actually hit her back wheel and pushed her, like further into the rut, like, really got her dug in. So she lost a couple places, but she was able to fight back after this incident and get back into the race. So as we continue, she sees her bike gets pushed. She lifts it up. She gets the bike on the other side of her, and now it's going from like second or third down to like fifth or sixth place. but she fought back, and she was able to get back up. And here's another little incident. Like this is how treacherous this downhill was. It was fast. It was fast, and it was tough. So this young lady was able to hold it up, and she was good to go. So here's Van Ampel just basically riding into the finish. Awesome race by this young lady. Just signed. She's now on the Jumbo Visma, the ladies team. So she rides the road. So it's going to be an interesting season. Looking forward to what she's got, what's going to be happening for her. So that's a little tradition at the end of the race. The riders, like, you should give the fans a high five. And then she stopped and looks at the bike saying, "Do you like the new bike?" and carries on. And in second place, can't remember her name. That's ridiculous. And in third place is Sailing Alvarado. So now on to the men's race. Men's race was interesting. The two of the big hitters were not here today. That was what would be Walt Van Aert and Matthew Van Der Poel. They opted to miss out today. Today was a climbing course. It was definitely suited for Tom Pidcock, who's there on the right, and there's the American champion right next to him. So they got a good start. They don't exactly get whole shot, but they stay at the front, make sure they stay in the running. So right off the bat, you see the men were having issues as well. This just wasn't the ladies. So here we go. And this wasn't even the fast downhill part. This was just a little lumpy bit. And as you can see, that is the fast part where they were doing all the jumps. So in the first lap, these two riders up front, they're basically on the same team, Bengali. And there's a series going on. So there's, like, over the Christmas holiday, there's about 5 or 6 races. And you get, like, time bonuses, and, like, it's almost like a stage race. So each race, you get accumulated time. So for the first, there's about 15 seconds. First person across the line. So basically, Tom Pidcock just stayed out of these guys' way, let them do what they had to do, and get their bonus points. So yeah, and he goes course for his bonus points. And then right after that, Tom Pidcock just got on the gas, and it was like he was just on it. So right here, we're going to pause it a second. So you see right here, Tom Pidcock is styling. He's basically, the race is pretty much done, and it's over. He's won the race. He's on the last lap. He's got less than half a lap to go. But on this last little downhill, like I said, it was technical, and it was pretty sketchy. So if you wasn't on your A game, then yeah, you were going to be in some trouble. So let's look. I'm just trying to get you the name of the men today. So Iserby, Ellie Iserby. I can't believe and the young lady that finished second was Lucinda Brand for the ladies race. So Tom Pidcock right here. He's coming down this descent, and he did it. Like, let's look at the little style he did there. He's looking pretty in the air. So like I said, Tom Pidcock takes off, and basically he rides at the front. The 7 laps for the 6 laps. He just rides to the front. He just gets to the front and then basically just rides away. He doesn't have the pressure of Walt Van Aert and Matthew Van Der Poel today, like to just keep pushing, and then put that pressure. He probably needs a break anyway because he's got a long race season coming up. So here we're gonna just get right into this dyno. It's Tom Pidcock. He just takes that jump, and then right there he just compresses into the. It's like the bump, the next jump came or little rise came a little quicker than he expected, and it just pushed him into. And then he just ended up in the barrier, over the barrier. We're gonna get another look at it from another angle, and then the commentators were saying, like, wondering why he slowed down. Now I'm gonna try and stop it right with the point where I think he really got hurt. So as he slides up, cool. Right now he's getting the rope burn. He's gonna get on top of that rope, and he's gonna get a bit of rope burn. And then as he flips over, his leg is whacking into that pole. As you can see, he's just whacking into the pole. So that's where he occurred the injury that sort of slowed him down. Almost like someone punched you in the leg, probably, like, or punch you in the arm, on your birthday, you get punched. So as Isabi and who is it? Isabi and Michael Van Hort, they caught up to him. Peacock, he was just like, "Yo, I'm had enough." And at this point, this is where he dropped the guys earlier in the race on this corner in this little hill. He was dropping them, and now on the last lap after his crash, he's walking the hill. So he's definitely in pain and he's definitely hurt, unfortunately. So he should have like won the race, but just that little like bit of inattentiveness on that downhill, because that was a sketchy downhill. That was really technical. That was sketchy. That was tough, and it wasn't easy. So he lost it, and unfortunately, that's what happened. So Isabi ended up coming past, winning the day. He stays on top in the series, and then Michael uh, Van der Hort, he's in second place, and then along comes Tom, that's a European champion, and yeah, here comes Tom Pickup. So I didn't show it, but basically he walked over the barriers. He was jumping those barriers every lap, and right now he's just like, "Yo, just get me home. Just get me off this bike." So yeah, here shows him like walking over the barriers, and Tom Pickett never walks the barriers, so he's got to be hurt. Something's going on. He's got to be hurt. But I'm just glad he is able to ride in. And if you can see, like on his left leg, there's a trail of blood going down his leg. So he hit that thing pretty hard. So, and I'm trying to imagine, like, it's sometimes like nails and stuff to hold the ropes and stuff up. So maybe he got like a scratch from the rails or whatnot. So I was gonna be all right. And that was a look at the like cyclocross races um for today. So next, let's have a look at these jerseys, these kits. So firstly, before we do that, I'm gonna run through with you the pro teams. So what they've done is they've changed the pro teams rankings, and like, so now they have a pro, like a pro, it's called the UCI World Teams and the UCI Pro Teams, and a couple of like the favorite, well, two of my favorite teams are now down into the pro team. So it's like the world teams are League One and the pro teams are League Two. And two of the teams that got relegated from the world teams was Israel Premier Tech and Lotto Destiny, who used to be Lotto Sedel, but now they are Lotto Destiny. And these teams were basically, they didn't have enough like high finishes, like not necessarily first or second, first places, but like, you consistently finishing in the top 5 and 10, that keeps you up into the League One. So the teams that are in League One would be AGR2 Citron, of Obersin Dukonik, Astana Kazakhstan, Baran Victorious, Bora Hansgrove, Fidus, EF Education Easy Point, Guru Palma FDJ, Ineos Grenadines, Intermarché Circus Wante, Jumbo Visma, Movistar, Sudal Quickstep, Team Arca Semzik, Team AKS Semzik, sorry, Team DSM, Team Jaco Alayu, Traxa Grafedo, and UAE Team Emirates. And those are all the teams that are in the world teams list. And then the teams that are in the pro teams list, so these are still higher ranking teams. But like, if during the Tour de France, all of these teams can't make it into the tour. So you have to have a pick of the crop. And the thing about the Tour de France was basically all the teams that are in the world teams, they will actually get an automatic berth. But then they do hold a couple spots for some of the top teams, like some of the lower teams, like in the lower categories that are doing really well. So like teams like Israel Premier Tech and Lotto Destiny usually get in there because those guys in their races finish pretty high up. So some of the pro teams is the Bingo Pole Sources, Bolton Equities Black Spoke Cycling, Borgeris BH, Kajaru, EOLO Cometa, Equip Current Farmer, Escutel SQD, Green Project Bardini, Human Powered Health, Israel Premier Tech, Lotto Destiny, Q3 6.5 Pro Cycling Team, Team Coracta, I think that's it, Coracta, yeah. Team Flanders Bolize, Team Nova Nordisk, So the Tudor Pro Cycling Team and the Uno X Pro Cycling Team. So those are the teams that are in the Pro Cycling. So let's have a look at some of these jerseys. So I'm gonna get rid of this. You're gonna see me come back. So first team is the UAE. Let's look at U. So this is what UAE team jersey look for like for 2022. What does it look for 2023? That's the 2023. What have they changed? They've just changed the sleeves. So basically, when the old jersey, 2022 jersey, the sleeves are red, and then they just changed the sleeves to black. And then if you notice, the band is slightly different. So that little like swooshy brand, it's smaller and it's like it's not as pronounced. So Ineos had like a major change in their jersey. So Ineos went from the bold blue, and this is what Ineos went to. That's like a major change. That's probably one of the bigger changes. So I think it's pretty funky. It's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. I like that. So Bahrain, jersey is pretty close to what Ineos is. And then the change that Bahrain they went from they just added. They took away the little light blue on the sleeves. Right one. So the blue is still there. Actually, it's just added a little bit to the bottom. So it's a bit darker. It's a bit more black in the even so this jersey is a bit brighter. This jersey is a bit darker. So Border Hansgrove. Border Hansgrove. The only thing Border Hansgrove changes, the jersey is pretty much the same, but if you notice like the stripe in the print, so that stripe in the print is going, so it's going to a dotted print. I'm just wondering if that's for like body temperature type things, like to wick away sweat, cool the jersey, that type of thing. So, and then Groupama FDJ. Actually, I was just getting used to what these guys' jerseys look like because it's been like this for a couple of years. It stands out. When you're watching the sprint, you could just pick them out, and it's easy to pick out. But this is what they changed to. I'm like, it's just it's just going really dark. I'm not really. I don't know what you think, but I'm not feeling the change to the darker color. Um, Intermarché won't they go there? They've changed the sponsor. So this is the old jersey or last year's jersey, and this is what the new jersey looks like. So it's now Intermarché Circus Wonte. And I really like this. I really like that like artsy look they've done in the paint. And one sleeve has got a little something on it, and one sleeve doesn't. So it's pretty cool. Very cool. So Jayco, Bike Exchange, Jayco. So it's no longer Bike Exchange. It's now Jayco Aliyu. I need to find out Aliyu who and what that is. I need to do much research into that before I look through the jersey. But yeah, I really like that. I really like that change. And then there's the ladies version, and then there's the male version. Really clean, really cool. That's pretty dope. So, and then a major change for these guys, Quick Step Vinyl, Alpha Vinyl. So then they're still Quick Step, but they are now Sudal Quick Step. I like the print of the blue that's in there, but the it makes it a little bit old school looking, and it's the team is like major. The team is this is one of the best teams in the pro field, and that jersey I think is sort of playing from. I mean, the jersey that they had before sort of stood out. I guess it's a style that they've had for such a long time. I guess it is time for a change. It grew on me. The biggest change came from Trek Segafredo. So this is what the jersey was. It was just a white jersey with a red strip, which was, stood out. You knew who they were. You picked them out easily. But now let's have a look at the front of the jersey. Still very similar to the last year's jersey, but the sleeves are red. And then what did they do? What else did they do? Let's have a look at the back. There you go. So Track really switched it up. I really like that. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. It's gonna keep you guessing. Like, is that so and so, or is that so and so? You. Some of the commentators will be getting mixed up because one TV shot may be from the front, and the next TV shot's gonna be from the back, and it's gonna be some Let's go to movie star. Movie star. I love the movies. For some reason, the even though the color of the jersey is dark and everything is dark, it still was sort of sexy, like the color, the depth of the color, the design and everything. But then they did this. Then they did this. I was like, what? I don't know. You somebody needs to just give me some feedback and let me know what's up. Because I like this. I'm not really feeling that. I'm just nah. It's not doing it for me. Not doing it for me. What do you? Somebody needs to let me know what they think. But I'm definitely not feeling this. So then we go to Covidus for finally pronouncing it right because for the longest time I was saying confidence. Covidus, and this is a French team. And that jersey that they had last year, this jersey was really cool. I like this design; it's clean. But they've changed it, and you see that they've raised the red right to the top, and they've added a little more like splash and color into the design. And that's really cool. That's really cool. So those are the changes in the World Tour teams. So like I said, the World Tour teams are the League One teams, and then we go to the pro teams, the UCI pro teams. So that's like League Two. So this is the Lotto Sedal, who not just changed color, but also changed part of the name. So last year they were Lotto Sedal, and this is what they look like. And this year they are Lotto Destiny. So they've added a massive blue stripe or blue portion to the bottom of the jersey. It the style looks sort of dated. It looks sort of dated. But maybe that's the trend of where like design is going, and we'll see. Maybe my kit will look like similar to this, because that's how trends go. Israel Premier Tech. Let's look at this. Israel Premier Tech. This is their jersey from last year. That little blueprint is pretty cool. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's stylish, but then they did this. That's pretty cool. They've added a ton of color to their jersey, ton of color, and it's a really cool look. Definitely like what they've done with that. So that's a look at all of the teams for the jerseys for next year, and that's about it. The only other thing I just wanted to just go over really quickly is if I go to home races. I'm going to go to races. So the first races for the year, for those of you that even follow the cycling, the races and whatnot. So the first races for the year, which starts February the 20th, and which will be the UAE Tour. And last year, Tadej Pogacar won that. And Tadej Pogacar rides for Team UAE Emirates, so it's his home race. So more than likely, he will be there to defend it. So being I was talking about UAE, but Tadej Pogacar, let's just put the jersey up. So UAE Tour, that's the first one. Then the next one is the first race that I should be at. It is Omloop at Nieuwsboot. And this is a race that quite a few of the sprinters should be at. It's a tough race, and it should be interesting. And looking forward to being at that race, to cover that race, to bring you some live perspective, like on the spot and what's going on, and hopefully get a couple of interviews. The next race I'll be at, or the next race that's on the calendar, is the Strada Bianca. And what's cool about this race is that, by the way, the Uploop at Nieuwsboot last year was won by Walt Van Aert. So I'm pretty sure he's getting all teed up for that race because he's done a lot of cyclocross and work. So he's going to be firing when that comes. So he may just win that again. Strada Bianca, that's in Italy. So that's going to be a long drive from Belgium down to Italy to Strada Bianca. And that race is a combination of gravel off-road and regular pavement. And last year, Tadej Pogacar won that. So we'll see if he'll be able to do that again. I'm pretty sure he's going to be going back, looking forward to trying to defend that title. And the thing about, like, a lot of people don't know about Strada Bianca and Tadej Pogacar is he's done the Tour de France, so they just see him as a Tour de France guy. But a lot of people don't know that he used to ride cyclocross and he used to ride mountain bike as well. So really looking forward to see what he's going to be able to do if he can repeat that effort that he did last year. And what will be, if the ultimate what will be, in what could happen is that if Matthew Vanderpool, who's also won Strada Bianca, Walt Van Aert, who hasn't won it yet, Tadej Pogacar, and Tom Pickup, if all four of them showed up for Strada Bianca, that would be insane because they would just push the envelope. It would like I don't even I put money on it. I put all my savings on it. That it would be a 4-horse race right from the gun. I think everyone else will be racing for fifth, and they would know that, and they wouldn't even really fight too much. It is what it is. Sometimes you just know when just know you just know. But I think those four guys would just totally turn the race on its head. But we'll see what happens when Strada Bianca comes, and then right after Strada Bianca is Paris Nice, and that's a French race. It's a 5-stage race, 5-day stage race. I sort of wanted to go to that one, but that would mean driving from Belgium down to Italy, which is like 8 hours, and then in order to go to Paris Nice, that means driving back to France, which is like. But instead, I'm gonna stay in Torino for the Torino Adriatico stage race, 5-day stage race. I believe Tadej Pogacar won that last year. Did I get it right? I think so. I think so. I think so. I think so. And then what I need to do is do this, so I'm not guessing. So if I do filter, so yeah, so Torino Adriatico, Tadej Pogacar did win that. So then, like I said, it's on to Milan San Remo, and which is all in Italy. So these three races started Bianca, Torino Adriatico, and then Milan to San Remo. I'll be in Italy. I mean, they're not close, but still, just logistics makes it a little bit easier. So Milan to San Remo is an extremely long race, so I'm gonna have to try and position myself like the best way possible. Maybe somewhere near the near the start, and then at the finish. And the winner of the Milan San Remo last year was Mati Moric. I don't know where he's from. I think he's like Slovenian or Slovakian or something. But the finish of the Poggio, there's like two. The hill is that race is pretty like long and boring. It's one long climb that all the sprinters can get over. Really long climb, but it's not hard, so they all can get over it. And then the last two hills, the Sorpresa and then the Poggio. And Poggio, Matthew Mohoric, everyone was like, all the commentators were like, you were squeaky bum. He just like was so intense. Like everyone else just put their brakes on. Like this guy is mad. I mean, he has some really close calls to some of the walls because it's, all the way down off the Poggio in Milan San Remo is tight and it's twisty. And there are these really high, like concrete block. I won't say concrete, but like stone walls. That's what they are. Like these stone walls that like guide the side that are built up along on the sides of all the way down the course. And if you catch one of those walls, it's like it's gonna be. Oh my goodness! At one point, he was like bouncing the back wheel, hopping on sidewalks. Man, he did the business, and everyone else just put their brakes on. It's like no, they were like, I'm sorry, buddy, you know what, buddy, that's your race. You can have that. And Matej Moric, he basically won Milan San Remo with an insane descent of the Poggio. And the Poggio is about like 3 to 5 kilometers from the finish. So if you get off the bottom of the Poggio, you have about 2K of flat road. And if you have a good enough lead, like maybe 20 to 30 seconds, you have a good chance to stay away and win. So, and then the last couple of races that I'm mention is the Volta Classica, Classica or Catalona. That's what I can say, Catalona. But I won't be at that way. But I will be. I'm not going to Spain. That's like just too far away. I could make it, but it's just too far away. So instead, I'm going to go up to Belgium because there's a bunch of races in Belgium. There's like Bruges de Pan, which was won by Tim Muller last year, and then E3 Saxo Saxo Bank Classic. Really looking forward to that event. What went out, won that. And Ghent Wevelgem in Flanders. That's the race I'm really looking forward to because Biniam Gourmet won that race last year. And I'm hoping that Biniam shows up for the Asso Bank, the Saxo Bank, to, I don't know if he's going to do that or not, but it'll be a good tune up. So to see him at that will be cool. And then you got those Valanderen, and then you got Ron Van Vlaanderen. And Matthew Vanderpool won both of those. And those were like 2 days apart. So the race that follows up like is Amstel Gold, Paris Roubaix, Flash Wallon, and Liège with Stan Liège. And the race I would love to see Biniam do is Amstel Gold and definitely Flash Wallon and possibly Liège with Stan Liège. But these are all like similar type of races, like the type of racer that Biniam is turning into, like strong sprinter, really strong endurance type sprinter. And so who won Amstel Gold last year? Mikhail Klaskowski, yeah. Michael Klaskowski, he won Amstel Gold last year. Paris Roubaix was won by Dylan Van Bar. Flash Wallon was won by Dylan Tyant. Roma at 28 minutes. And Liège-Bastogne Liège was won by Remco Evenepoel. And then after that, we have Tour Romani and then the Giro d'Italia. So that's so far, that's my calendar. That's as far as I'm up to. And then it looks like my screen is frozen. I hope people can still hear me because I would like to edit this afterwards. Looks like it's still going. So that's about it. Just a little run over. So first look at the jerseys, pro teams jerseys, upcoming races, the cyclocross, everything. That's it. That's it for today. Didn't want to be too long. So tomorrow we are going to go ride with the Chain Gang. It's supposed to be raining for the first part of the morning, and I've sort of committed myself to it. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go and do it. I'm going to put myself out in the rain because the weather's supposed to get pretty good, like in late morning, like between 10 and 12, the rain should stop. But what they are doing is the Surrey Hill Loops. Now, they said they're doing the Surrey Loops, but I'm not sure they're doing the Surrey Legs of Steel Loop because there are a lot of hills in the Surrey Hills area. So we'll see what's up. We'll see what they're doing. And I can hopefully get a little bit of footage of the day and stuff. Should be interesting. It's still going to be cold, but what the heck. Going out there and just try and enjoy. So anyway, those of you that did watch, thank you for checking out this stream. My name is Ennis Luby. This is Say It With Your Legs Media, and I'm about to sign out. And if you could do one thing for me, where are we? One thing for me. I just need you to do one thing. I'm going to get myself off